Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to do what I'm gonna start calling the TV roundup of the week. Let's start with Supergirl because Supergirl, another good episode. At the very beginning, we see the senator holding an outdoor press conference of sorts. And if you see the scene, the wide shot of like the people out there in the crowd, and they have signs, and they're like, go back to your planet, or this is our world, or we hate aliens, God hates aliens. And I'm sitting there like, this is very similar, if not the exact same scene that we see in the trailers for Batman vs. Superman when Superman arrives to be put on trial, and you see the crowd out there who is against Superman and for everything he is. And I just thought, wow, that's either really cool or really weird. I can't tell which one. Obviously, the senator is against Kryptonians, aliens, of all of this, until the white Martian shows up. I can't believe I'm saying this because, legit, a white Martian comes in, and for a TV show budget, the CGI looked pretty damn good. A hell of a lot better than it should have looked. And it came in, it grabbed her. When Supergirl followed them into that parking garage like area, and then the Martian was just gone, I'm being honest, I thought something was off. And I thought maybe the Martian had shapeshifted. But I instantly believed the senator when she seemed legit scared and afraid and all this stuff. It wasn't until the moment where Hank Henshaw was questioning her or talking, and she mentioned the white Martian, and he goes, I never mentioned a white Martian. And she goes apeshit and causing chaos. The fact that this episode was all centered around John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, we got his backstory, we got some flashbacks of him on Mars and what happened to not only his people, his race, but his family, and how they were massacred and all destroyed by the white Martians. That was not only emotional, but the scene where Hank Henshaw tells Alex, John Jones, tells Alex what happened to his family. And the emotion behind that scene, the acting was great. I mean, I love when you get acting at that level in a superhero show or a comic book property. Like that type of acting, I like when actors take this seriously because we take this type of stuff that seriously. And it was emotion that, I haven't felt anything like this with one of these shows since the season 1 finale of Flash last year. Now, I wasn't as emotional as I was there, but still, this was pretty good. This got me going. Obviously, John Jones, he was incensed. He wanted revenge. He hated this thing for what it did. And I couldn't blame him. In fact, if he had killed this thing, I would have been like, fuck yeah, right on. Kill it. Fuck you. But Kara was like, no, you have to keep your humanity, all this stuff. And I kind of sat there, I rolled my eyes like, fuck humanity. He's not even human. He's a Martian. Damn it. But I know. Superman's like this, unless it's Zod and Man of Steel, then he'll kill him. Batman's like this, where killing is your number one that, like, you can't kill. If you're going to be a hero, you can't kill. Some heroes have that rule. Kara has that rule. I get it. I do get why she thinks it's important. I wouldn't have blamed John Jones if he did it. Kira or Kara. Kira if you're a cat. Kara wrote Cat's son a note. Adam, he showed up. And it was awkward at first, but she helped mend their relationship. That was nice. It was nice. And again, it's one of those moments where you saw a little bit more of a vulnerable side to Kat, so it made her more human. Kara and Alex are on their couch. Kara's not wearing her Supergirl outfit this time, is she? But they but they see on the news that Supergirl live is saving people on the bridge, and they're like, how is that possible? It's Bizarro. Bizarro Supergirl is showing up next week. I am so excited for this. If I sit and think about how many comic book characters, comic book villains have shown up on Supergirl so far, and it's only been 11, 12 episodes of season 1. Like, if I think of Smallville, we didn't get Bizarro until season 7. But Supergirl, it's like we're doing everything, right? Red Tornado, Bizarro. We're doing all these characters, and it's just kind of mind-blowing. A show that always puts a smile on my face. The Flash! Yes. So at the very beginning, you see Barry Flash stopping a truck that was going out of control, about to crash. I love seeing a superhero just doing things, like not necessarily dealing with a supervillain, but they're just doing everyday things. Like, oh, this is happening, let me go do that. Just a random thing. Although it's not that random, I guess. It was Reverse Flash doing this to test Flash, and he wanted to see what time period this was, what age Flash was. So the fact that Reverse Flash even exists right now was weird. And Harrison Wells tried to explain it. The show tried to explain how this is possible, how Reverse Flash exists in this timeline, even though I'm pretty sure Eddie killed himself to erase him from existence, from ever existing. They tried to say that there was this time loop circle, that only in that circle does Reverse Flash exist. So that's how he's here. But no matter what, Barry's mom's going to get killed, and all these certain things will happen no matter what. I don't know. When you're dealing with time travel, it's confusing. It's hard. It never really makes sense. It's almost like in The Terminator, where you find out that John Connor sent his father to the past to impregnate his mom and give birth to him? What? Huh? How is that? But who cares, right? Because it's cool and it's interesting. So that's kind of what we have going on here. As much as I'm confused by it, I do like the fact that Reverse Flash was here. And that it was this actor. Because sure, we saw a little bit of this actor in season 1, but for the most part, it was Harrison Wells as Reverse Flash. It was Tom Cavanaugh who was Reverse Flash, where this time we see the real Reverse Flash. And seeing some of the stuff that he was doing, he kidnapped Dr. McGee, who, I'm very immature. I admit this. So every time Caitlin said, oh my god, Dr. McGee is dead or missing, I laughed. Because that name, to me, is goofy, Dr. McGee. Anyways, I know. Harrison Wells helping Cisco learn how to use his vibing was also interesting. Getting to see, like, what emotional state he has to get to use it. Finding out that he can vibe the future. Yeah, that's crazy. And let's talk about some of the side plots, I guess. Like Caitlin being worried that Jay Garrick is dying. I'm sorry, this is going to sound harsh, but I do not care about Jay Garrick dying. I don't know what it is. I was very excited to see Jay Garrick at the very beginning of the show, but ever since he lost his Speed Force, he's just kind of been there in the background, or he'll like disappear and then come in every so often, and I'm kind of like, dude, what are you doing here? Are you really helping the team? Are you really doing anything? He's wasted right now. He's doing nothing. I don't care about him dying. I thought it was very weird that he couldn't tell Caitlin while they were at dinner what was going on with his doppelganger. He had to bring her to the park the next day. I'm like, dude, just fucking tell her. What's with all of this show and tell stuff? So, yeah, sorry, I just don't care. Iris telling Wally to go see his mom in the hospital. I still don't know how to feel about Wally. He's kind of immature, but I like this for Iris. I like her having her own story, that's distant from everybody else, and she's dealing with it. I did think it was weird that Barry so easily defeated Reverse Flash, because we spent all of season 1 establishing how brutal Reverse Flash was, how hard he was to beat, and it just felt like Barry beat him here, and like that. Now, I get it, they did set up that, well, this Barry is faster and stronger than season 1 Barry, and this Reverse Flash is from the future, so he hasn't studied Flash like that Reverse Flash has. He's not as well versed on him. So sure, all of that is true. So all of that in a way does make sense. I can give it that. I did love how the end of it does say, it shows that Eobot Thawne is his biggest threat, his biggest enemy, his biggest villain. And I don't fully understand, maybe somebody can explain this to me, I don't fully understand why Cisco was dissipating from the timeline. Like, why just him? Was it because he vibed him so much? Or what? Because if it's not that, then why was he the only character who was affected by Reverse Flash being there? Was it because he went and talked to him and told him his name and told him all of this stuff? I don't know. I was confused by that. But I did find it interesting that Barry, after just defeating him, had to then throw him back into the timeline or to the future. Patty Spivot, who I have confessed how much I love this character, this actress. I like everything about her. And every time she went to Barry, 2 or 3 different times, and she was practically begging him to just tell me that you're the Flash, because she figured it out. It was funny when when she said to Joe, like, I know what's going on here, and he was like, oh, you're crazy, but she caught him in a lie. And then when he tried to tell Barry that she knows, and it was just funny, but just, it was heart-wrenching to see how much it was upsetting her. Even the last time when Barry said, basically, I'm not telling you, and she was crying and left, it just, if it was me, I would give in, I would cave in, and I would tell her. But Barry is the better man. He knows that this won't end well for her. That something bad would happen to her, and that's not worth it. It's not worth him being happy for now, to only her get killed, and then he spends a lifetime screwed up from it. So again, he's a better man than me. I like the moment though when she was on the train and she called Barry, and then Flash showed up. Because the man with the gun, Flash shows up, and she had her moment of looking at Barry in costume. She knows. They just didn't get to talk about it. But she knows, and I think she knows why he's doing it. So I hope that the writers just didn't decide to do this out of the blue. Maybe the actress had to leave for whatever reason. I'm glad they didn't kill her off. Maybe someday, hopefully, she can come back. But still, a great episode. Now let's talk about Arrow. Because Arrow, at the very beginning, you see Lila and Diggle on a date, which was cute, until this guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm being stalked, or I'm being followed," and then he legit gets attacked and like beat the fuck up out of. The next time we see his body, he was legit tortured. His eye was missing. Like, CW can get away with a lot, apparently. Who knew? But the moment where Diggle gives Andy a Big Belly burger was hilarious. I mean, come on, I want a Big Belly burger. I know it's fake, but I want one. I want one. Diggle getting his own flashbacks with Andy and seeing how their relationship was back then, seeing why Diggle started to lose trust in Andy, seeing how Andy started to go in that path. Just, I always said that we needed more Diggle-centric stories, that he does have a lot of interesting stories. They only did this one other time with him getting his own flashbacks, so I like that we did it again. And I've said before how much I didn't care for the current flashbacks on the island with Oliver, so I like that we took a break and we did this one. Much, much better. Also, Laurel got to do a little bit more. I complained last week that I wanted to see her get more to do. She used some of her DEA stroke to let Diggle investigate and look at the body. And then even later on, she gave Oliver some advice, which the way how she said it was funny. She was like, being the only other person here who has dated you, let me give you some advice about Felicity. And then even when Oliver told her, because I think she's the first person Oliver has told about the alternate timeline from when Barry went back in time and stopped Vandal Savage from killing all of them. She might be the first person Oliver told about that. I might be wrong. But her reaction to like, wait, what? Barry can time travel? What? I thought that was great. That was hilarious. I love that the writers remember which characters know what, because I probably would have forgot. So just, again, great reaction. And Amanda Waller is killed. Shocking. I was not expecting that. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Who else saw that coming? I don't know if this has to do with the fact that they're doing the Suicide Squad movie. So maybe the show was like, okay, we don't really need to deal with this stuff anymore. Or maybe the movie studio was like, hey, you guys need to stop doing this, because now we're going to do stuff with this character and this story. Either way, they treated it well. It caught me off guard, shocked me, surprised me. It was ballsy. Felicity and her hallucinations where she saw the goth, grunge, punk version of herself, which is pretty hot, by the way. I like her spunk, I like her attitude, I like her look. But I do like blonde, nerdy Felicity as well. I'll take either one. When Oliver name-dropped Oracle, where he said he gave Felicity a code name, and damn it, I didn't write it down. Somebody remind me in the comments what he gave her as a code name. But he said Oracle was taken. So that means in this universe, Barbara Gordon exists as Oracle. I know it was just an Easter egg, but let me have this. I love thinking about stuff like that. Like, that's a thing. Now, let's talk about DC's Legends of Tomorrow, because honestly, I started watching this episode thinking, okay, it's episode 2. Probably not a lot's going to happen tonight. I was wrong. A lot happened. You see at the very beginning, there's this almost like Vandal Savage is organizing this auction of sorts of a nuclear bomb, and there's various terrorist organizations who are bidding for it. So the gang goes in there. Professor Stein, the way how he got past the security guy was quite funny. And of course, you see Damien Dark showing up, making a special appearance. I wasn't expecting that, and I guess he's immortal too. I forgot, or I forget that he's immortal. He looked the same. And obviously, they notice something off about them. A fight breaks out. You see Ant-Man fly by. Oh, I mean, the Atom. I'm sorry. Who knows? The Atom as a character could have existed before Ant-Man, but I can't help but think of Ant-Man now whenever I see the Atom shrink. But it was cool seeing him go around and causing stuff and seeing all of them kick ass. But then the nuclear bomb is going off, and Firestorm can absorb the bomb, the heat, the energy of a nuclear bomb. Holy fuck! I was not aware that he was that powerful. I mean, keep this guy around forever. If he can do that, then we're good. Ray Palmer, he fucked up a lot in this episode. And sure, the first thing wasn't his fault. He was in the middle of fighting, and a piece of his suit got knocked off. That's not his fault. At the end of the day, oops. But Vandal Savage gets the piece, and he's trying to decipher it, decode it, and trying to figure out how to weaponize it. And so that could vastly affect the future, their future. So, okay, it's very important now to get this piece back. But then when Palmer, Captain Cold, and Heatwave go to the house to break in and take one of the knives that Hawk Girl needs, Ray wants to like undo the security codes, but he accidentally sets off the silent alarm, which causes the security to show up there, and they had to fight them off. So I'm like, Ray, you're 0 for 2. Then when they get into the house, and okay, fine, Captain Cold and Heatwave, they want to steal more stuff than they have to, and the Atom is a good guy. Ray Palmer is a good guy. He's a hero. He doesn't want that to happen. So fine, he starts to fight with them, but it causes them to get trapped in a cage in the house. 0 for 3, Ray Palmer. Really bad to do all of this in one episode. But the house just so coincidentally belongs to Vandal Savage, and all hell breaks loose. But before we get there, let me quickly talk about Professor Stein meeting his younger self. They had to go meet his younger self to get this device that he had that will help them do something else. Yada yada, a whole lot of shit going on. But I did like the actor that they got to play the younger version of him. He could pass for a younger Stein. They looked alike. I liked the way he acted. I like the fact that he didn't like his younger self, that he thought he was too cocky and all of this. And also the fact that he smoked weed and offered Sarah weed and she smoked it. I mean, we didn't actually see her smoke it, but hell, on CW, you can show them lighting up weed. I had no idea. That's pretty cool. If I needed more reason to like Katie Lotz, Sarah, Lance, well, they did this. She's awesome. And then you come to when all hell breaks loose, like I said, and there's a whole battle going on right at Vandal Savage's front lawn. And it's cool shots of all the heroes fighting the security guys. It's funny to see like a superhero-like group with powers or special equipment like guns, and they're just fighting like security guys. Not quite the alien invasion. Then Vandal Savage kills Carter, Hawkman. I was not expecting this. I mean, it makes sense. It's going to be a big character growth for Hawkgirl because, honestly, before this, I was not caring about the two of them. I was getting sick of her being like, oh, I don't remember anything. And he's like, oh, but you're in love with me. It's destiny. You have to remember. I was getting to the point where I was like, I don't fucking care. Go away with this. And then he dies. And now I think it's going to mean something. It's going to, I mean, Savage took his life force. So he's gone. So guys, let me know in the comments below, which show do you think was the best out of the week? I might start asking this every week. Like, which show is the winner of the week? I'm personally going to give it to The Flash, because I tend to do that a lot. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!